double kill for Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Looking pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire.
He had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dart goes to 2-piece. Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock.
Pegou bala na cara do Master. O Omairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Da estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scope for a follow right there. He no-scope.
Termina eliminando a Jack. Igual queda solamente positivo por parte de repente. Sigue la primera baja de este round. Se da cuenta que no
Good evening, EU. We are back for the last day of the regular season. Mobile Mayhem Winter EU 2022. As always, it's Verdict on the ones and twos with me today. Love that D denominate. Day. Can't see that big, beautiful face of yours, bro. Where you at? Why are you hiding? Why are you lurking? You got pants on? Question mark? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. He is good. He is alive. He is just not a D logo. Bro, we have a
I'll fix it in
banger
a second.
of a day coming up around the corner. As a matter of fact, we got only 3 series. You popping top already? It's only 2 p.m. your time, my guy. Come on now.
I don't drink beer, so I can promise you that's not what it is.
Man, you just keep telling me cringe things after cringe things after cringe things, and you know what? I guess I'm on board.
Liquor or nothing.
All right, all liquor, no beer. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, here we are. Last day of the regular season. We've got 3 great, wonderful series around the corner. And as a matter of fact, one of the biggest matchups that were, starting to develop throughout the regular season, we were all looking forward to seeing this matchup come. And it is right around the corner. That is going to be the Nova and Animus series. That's going to be sandwiched in between 2 other series today as I'm taking a look at everything. Schedule-wise, looks pretty solid. And I know you're probably wondering, why do we see 5 matchups on board, but only 3 series to be played? Well, that's because Elysium are no longer a thing in Mobile Mayhem, as well as Omni. Omni have dropped, as well as Elysium. I don't know if they couldn't produce a roster. I don't know what the case is there in that situation, but We still got 3 lovely ones around the corner. We're going to start things off with a EuroElite versus Qlash. Then we're going to see the banger of a night. Banger of the night. That's going to be Nova Esports and Animus, the 2 Titans of Terror, dominating this EU scene and sometimes even the NA scene, as I've seen Animus play in some NA tournaments too. So Illuminati EU and Anarchy is going to be our last and final regular season play game and series, and I'm all up for it. Everything on today is going to be at least best of 3 material, to say the least, eh?
Yeah, definitely going to be a pretty good day here today for both Europe and North America. We've also got a 5-match lineup for North America. I'm unsure if we're going to have all 5, but should be an exciting day one way or another. Of course, I get to cast with the amazing Verdict for EU, and we're going to have Hey It's Cyber for NA later. And we've already got a little bit of a challenge going on with Cyber. I know I was already telling you a little bit about that Verdict. We're going to see if we can get Cyber to shed some tears of laughter later when we have the Yo Mama match. I ain't holding back today.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm all up for it, dude. I told you I was going to be driving to Biloxi tonight. Got a Mardi Gras ball that is going to be tomorrow night. Yeah, that sounds right. It's Friday night. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to have it on my phone. It's going to be in my little phone holder that's going to be right there on my console, so I'll be able to see it while I'm driving. At least I'll be able to hear the tears coming from his face, and I'm expecting it to be an eventful one for both NA and EU today, as we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings. Certainly been a hell of a season for some of these teams. Nova Esports and Animus. They're at the tippity top, and right now, one of these teams are going to remain number 1. One of these teams are going to be in a compromised position, and I don't think that's Nova Esports. Nova Esports is guaranteed a slot in that number 1 seed. Actually, I do believe second seed is confirmed too, because 117 Not Found already received their points. So Animus and Nova are both comfortable in 1 and 2 spots, but who's going to be number 1, Day? This is the question of the hour. This is what we've been waiting for this whole entire season.
I don't know. I think I heard a Dr. Disrespect reference not too long ago, and I'm unsure how to feel about it. Something about being at the tippity top. I think you missed out on the "but I'm only halfway there" part.
Oh, I'm digging that vibe. That is totally a vibe.
Heck
That is totally
yeah!
a feeling I can get down with.
Yo, did you did you see my retweet from Dr. Disrespect today? Totally off topic. But go look at it when you get a chance. Absolute comedy. But right off the rip, we do have EUE facing off against Qlash, and these are 2 teams that came into the scene a little bit late, but I think a lot of these players do have a lot of talent, and there's a couple that extremely stand out. You look at the likes of Nepal's on the side of Qlash. Bro, that dude is absolutely cracked, and the only reason they're sitting down in the standings right now where they're at is because, well, they came into the season a little bit late. They were a newly formed roster. They've certainly had their struggles, but you know what? I'll give these guys credit, because of all the teams that we had drop out, these guys have no chance of making the playoffs, right? They're sitting down at 5 points right now.
Yeah.
And they're here.
They're here, and they're going to deliver an excellent performance. I can almost guarantee you it. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of digging EUE's profile pictures. I was just taking a look at the lobby. Those are some pretty sweet Among Us skins, right? Like, I know you guys can't see it, but when we get into the lobby, you'll certainly be able to see it. So, take a look at the best of 3. We're going to start things off with a little bit of unordinary play here, as EU hasn't seen Slums yet. Well, guess what, baby? We are all on board with it. Slums Hardpoint is where we're going to start the action off. Firing range. Search and destroy for a game 2. And if we, decide to go to a game 3, if one of these teams can't close out in 2, we are going to see standoff domination. SKS and Type are banned. Search and destroy raid banned for EUE. Hardpoint Hackney are banned for Qlash. And date predictions. These are 2 late entries into the regular season. Obviously, they're not playing for a playoff spot, but more so less, just trying to improve. More so less practice, showing up and showing what they can display later on in the season. Maybe trying to get that roster solidified so when qualifiers come back around next season, they're going to be A1, right?
Yeah, and one of the things I've mentioned before is even if your team has not worked out, right? I mean, and we see players switch teams between seasons all the time. That's totally fine. Even if you don't think your team is working out, even if you have plans to continue to play with that team but just don't know, one of the biggest things is come through and show us your talent. Because there's plenty of other rosters that are kind of right on that brink of being a top tier team that can, for example, use a really phenomenal sniper talent, right? So I think that's a really big factor, and I think that's one of the biggest things about EUE and Qlash showing up here and playing, even though they're not really in a position to make it to playoffs, is they're coming through and building their own career profile, right? And as a professional, that's a really smart thing to do. And, you know, looking at our map picks for this first matchup, I definitely got to say this will be an interesting one, because these are two of the teams that we've seen the least out of this season, just because, again, they came into the scene a little bit late due to some other teams disbanding. And not only are these two newer teams, but we also have a Slums hardpoint in the mix, and that makes it really difficult to know what to expect out of this matchup, right? We've got EUE, we've got Qlash, and, you know, this isn't one of those situations, you know, for example, if you look at maybe like the BB Angels as far as like the women's teams, or you look at Seminole from North America, right? Like those are two teams that you look at like a hard point on Summit and you're just like, this is their map, right? This is a new map in the mix. I mean, even if we, you know, can sit back here and say, well, we've seen Qlash have a couple good hardpoint performances, or we've seen EUE have some good search and destroy performances. This is something that a lot of these players are going to be uncomfortable with. So I think it should be fun.
Well, we'll see who's better with dealing with uncomfortability, as we're going to go ahead and jump on in it. It's going to be Slums hardpoint to start things off with. We all seen the rotations. I know 100% these guys play rank, so I know they are familiar with the rotations and whatnot, so I have no fear in them getting a little lost. Us, on the other hand, we've got the rotations on our hands, but I mean, let's be real. Until you see it, until you know, gone through the mix a lot, it's kind of difficult. As I can see, P1's going to be out in the open. It's going to be ringside. I'm familiar with that point. It's been a while since I played Slums. Back in Black Ops 2, it was like one of my favorite maps. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to go ahead and continue with it. It does look like everyone has bounced out of the lobby, so we're going to dip out and try it again. Not 100% sure what that was, but possibly a little bit of a no connectivity issue. So we're going to bounce out and make sure we get everything under control before we dive into the series.
Well, I hope we get into it soon, because today is going to be a long day verdict. Going to be honest with you, I already took tomorrow off work. So
yeah, you gotta go help Grammys with the kitchen remodel, man. So such a
I'm hoping that's only gonna take a couple hours. She doesn't have a real big kitchen, and my dad's gonna be there anyway, so like we'll be able to kind of tag team it out. So might even get a chance to stream tomorrow. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out for the next possibly 2 days. Tonight, tomorrow, and I don't know what time I'm getting back Saturday. So, to be honest with you, I may not be back in full commission until Sunday night, because Sunday morning I've got a little family shindig to do as well, too. So, here we are. Game 1, Slums hardpoint. Second try. Is it a charm? Let's find out. I mean, we were starting everything good. It looked like everyone's making their rotations in, and then all of a sudden everyone just bounced it. I think it was EUE who had maybe a wrong class set up, maybe a wrong operator selected. Sure enough, we do reset, and it does look like everything is solid. So P1 again out in the open, right there on that ring side of the map, playing for some control here on either side of it. Now Nutella and Eric gonna pick up some kills. Karma's gonna find some as well. Nutella, who has just been such a dynamic player, already sitting on 3-day.
Yeah, not a whole lot of score for either team yet, but we're still only 20 seconds into the first hill. You can see Nutella, who's been one of the bigger players of Qlash, off to a good start, as you were mentioning. 4-0 on the board. Getting pretty close to that nuke, according to Blur. 5-0, bro, so close, and then gets taken down. The choked nuke from Nutella. If anybody doesn't get that joke, I'm sorry, you haven't watched enough NA, but...
No, I totally got it, bro. Apparently, if you're on
I know
6
you
kills,
got it.
Yeah, if apparently you're on 6 kills, if you guys don't watch any Mobile Mayhem, if you're on 6 kills, you're on a nuke streak, right? Right now, I think Nutella's finally going to drop, but he's picked up 7 to go along with it. Taking a look at the scorecard, 7 and 2. And then no one else, even remotely close to that at the moment. So 0 and 5 for 5. Is that what that name means? Is that, you know, your name is 5, so you go 1-5 off the rip? That's tough. Eric gonna come through. I call him Eric. It's rigged, obviously, but the contest is real. 5 finally picks up his first. But still, not a lot of traction coming through for the side of EUE. As a matter of fact, this is a very dominant P1, P2 hold here for the side of Qlash.
All right, well, right now, Qlash off to a hell of a start. Karma is going to take down Nepal's there. Rick top fragging for the side of EUE, tied up with Karma at 6 apiece. 5 or 75 or whatever. Was able to get a couple kills on the board, but is sitting on a 2 and 8 right now. Not the most ideal situation. And off the back of a good hold on P1 and P2, you can see that we're already set up for P3 for the side of Qlash, and we're looking to take down Kree, but Kree is able to pick up 1 on Nutella, is going to get taken down. I hope, okay, that was weird. There's like a newspaper that like was flying by, and I thought homie had a riot shield, and I was so confused. I was like, okay, I know the ballistic shield is banned, but it was a piece of newspaper that just flickered by.
Well, this just in, riot shields are banned 100%. No newspaper needed to see that right now. The newspaper article is going to read Qlash is heavily dominating this first P2 or P1, P2 rotation. P3, on the other hand, not so good for him. As a matter of fact, they're kind of getting shut down. When you saw the rotations over, I thought that they were setting up for like P3 and it being in this little building area. I was wrong. Obviously, it's on the flip side of things, but they're trying to bunker down for this spawn site. Because if you get P3, it's a guarantee that you have spawns for P4, which is right here where Kree and team are trying to make that rotation over. So they've closed the gap, made it closer to about a 20-point deficit. As P3 is coming to an end, P4 is where we're going to see Nutella kind of just lounging around out here. Oh my, shots to the window. Is going to be able to stay alive. Karma not going to be able to stay alive along for himself. The Warvac there for the quick trade. And P4 rotations are going to be favoring the side of Qlash at the moment. We can see the battle from the outside within. Kree trying to make the rotation in safely. Warvac just spraying and praying away. Does find his second there, but is going to be quickly taken down by Greed, who is also going to be quickly met to his demise. This is such a back and forth affair. You can see the numbers all over the place. 2 players in the point for the side of EUE, but is it going to be enough to hold off the pressure? There are 3 players looking to make their push in. 1 shut down. 5 picks up a nice 2-piece. Naples there to quickly shut him out. And this is when the operators are going to come through and make a big difference. That is going to be Naples. Oh, missing his 3rd shot. But still a very, very scrappy P4 rotation.
Yeah, it's definitely been a heck of a game so far. We were off to a great start for the side of Qlash, but EUE showing that they're not going down without a fight. And now as P4 is starting to come to an end, you can see teams starting to push their way on towards that P1 reset. And Qlash, they do have kind of that high ground advantage on the structure in the middle, that kind of podium, I guess you would say, for the statue. But it does look like we pretty quickly get a clear out from EUE. Kree finds a couple in the feed. Karma finds an extra one before getting taken down from behind. Kree finds another onto Nutella. And now, you know, we were looking at a 60-point lead not too long ago. We're only 30 points right now between these 2 teams.
Yeah, we are. We've seen EUE kind of bounce back. They did a lot of work on P3. P4 was a bounce. It was a back and forth affair. Nobody really capitalized. If anybody did, it would have probably been Qlash because they got the last little bit of trickle time. But nonetheless, right now, EUE bunkering down for the rotations over this P2 site. You can see Kree and 1 other player that is going to be 5, who has picked up a lot of slack since. He was started off, what, 0-5, and now is 15-14. Going to be able to take down Nepal's right there. He's got 1 more to deal with at Zed. Zed doesn't lose that one. And a big 1-for-1 trade is going to still result in EUE bunkering down for the spawn sites. They only got one more player left to deal with. That's Nutella, and we all know how OP Nutella is. He's going to get taken from behind, though. And that's going to be EUE with the initial hold on the objective, but it's going to be short-lived. Multiple players making their way through the right and left side of this little archway. Regardless if EUE has the spawn sites, they have yet to pick... Oh, Nutella, we're going to pretend we didn't see that, homie.
Well, 30 points still separating these teams right now. You can see EUE are trying to make their push down, and hasn't been going super well for them, but they are starting to make that rotation over. They've got it down to just Zed on the point, but my God, all 4 players from EUE just get absolutely beamed, and, well, they see the clock, they see there's 20 seconds left, and I think they're making the right call here. Give the 20 seconds a trickle, get set up for P3, because as we were mentioning before, the P3 and P4 do tie in together, and if you can get those spawns anchored in behind the well in the back P4 corner, then you might be set up for a 100-point swing here.
Yep, that's a great opportunity for us to do a quick listen-in with EUE. We'll see how they bunker down for this P3 rotation, as well as the rotation for P4, so bear with us. Join for a quick listen-in with the side of EUE.
One shot, one shot.
One behind us, Rick, behind you.
Oh fuck. Nice, nice. They keep spawning. They keep spawning.
One secret.
Secret.
I profit you. Dead.
That machine.
One shot fountain, nice.
Oh yeah, there's one more. There's one in front of graveyard. The blue van in front of graveyard. I saw one broken. Hey, greed, I'm with you. Greed, I'm with you.
Two laundry.
Behind you, Greed. Nice, you got it.
I have a lightning.
Go next.
I have a lightning impred.
I'm chilling secret right now.
Come close.
One secret dead.
I'm gonna smoke and push. Push secret.
I'm secret.
I'm gonna put the gun in the back. One mid.
Go secret.
He's coming from mid.
He's coming. Concuss on point.
Dead.
We shot our spawns.
And point dead.
Nice.
I'm using my
Go all
going back.
secret. They push from P2 from P2.
Dead. Secret.
One is spawning USP one. Pretty fair. Pre-fire him. Nice.
One in the back.
One graveyard side.
They spawn back. I'm watching back.
Mid.
Dead.
Nice.
Graveyard.
Pushing graveyard.
In front of graveyard. You jump through the window in front of graveyard. I spawned laundry.
One's up.
I gotta say, man, we've turned those L's upside down, and here we are. 162 to 157, still about 15 seconds left on hold. Rotations towards New. Gree gonna try and catch one lacking that Zed. Zed again, just an absolute beam right here. 30 kills on board. But a phenomenal job of getting that P4 rotation as well as the P3 one now. They've closed the gap. Now they're still in a deficit, but it's a lot less than what we see in earlier. It was close to 60, 70 points. Got down to 30. You get that bunker down for P3. You set up for New and for that P4 site. They kind of go hand in hand. And right now, we're looking at a solid rotation of P1 to go along with it. So, Gree going to be able to capitalize on some hill time. We see the TAC 5 come through. 4-5. Oh, the hip fire from Gree just not going to fare with that Kilo. But nonetheless, the break comes through. Blends on top. Looking for some of that shots up top. And that is one of my panels falling, chat. Day is still in the VCs, guys, just to let you know, so. We've taken the lead. Hardpoint is ours. Come on, homie, you're slacking. You know who's not slacking? EUE. They are popping the hell off right here on this P1 reset. Makes it tied. Points are going to be in their favor at the moment. P2 rotations look pretty solid as well.
Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. We tied for the lead. Lost the lead.
They may have joined EUE. I think they might have talked him into it because he's still down there. P3, right around the corner now. P2 is what is on hand. And EUE are bunkering down for the long run on this objective here. As you can see, Warvac looking for the contest. He's going to get shut down. Nutella spawning out a little bit. Still going to try to make that front entry. He's got blends in the corners here. He's going to go ahead and make the push in, and it's some big kills. A 3-piece coming through for Nutella. Well, 2-piece, he got the assist for the other. And a solid rotation here gives the advantage over to the side of EUE. Karma going to go ahead and pull out his Annihilator. And this is going to be probably a wasted one. As you can see it, nobody really there, and he's going to get split right there on the point. Early rotation's over. There's 2 players already heading towards new. 1 player in Nepal's right there. Day is finally joined back in, dude. What's going on?
I just wanted to stick around a little bit longer. We actually had EUE take the lead there, so I just wanted to hear. Obviously, we jumped into comms. They were getting ready for that P2 rotation. You could hear it very, very vocally there. You know, don't push up too far. You're going to risk flipping the spawns. We need this P2. And they played it really well, and they made a really, really great rotation over to get those spawns for P3 and P4. Keep in mind, this started off as Qlash with a dominating lead, and we've had an intense series through and through. We're continuing to get the hold here on P3 for the side of EUE, and they're now only 10 points away from picking up the win. Rick is absolutely beaming people with the death machine right now. He's got 41 on board. So does Karma, and I think this one's over. Verdict 250 to 198. EUE coming through with the win.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. 250 to 198. Someone ban Carter from chat. Early spoilers, homie, just not gonna happen today. Sorry, dude. Big dubs coming through for EUE, even on the backs of being down by nearly 70 points going into that second reset. So here we are, 42 on board for the man Rick. Solid rotations over that P3 and P4 site. They pay off. P1 was a blessing for them this time around. P2, which they hadn't really gotten a lot of in the first 2 rotations, looked damn solid as well. 41 on board for Karma. 38 and 28 for 5, who started off 0 and 5. Did pick up 2 minutes and 20 on the hill as well. So you taking a look at that OBJ time, that is a hella distribution for the top 3 players.
Yeah, they played really well. Their comms were really on point. They started off a little bit sloppy, but obviously they were able to tighten things up, take the lead, and then come through with a really good P2 and P3 reset to close things out. You had Rick coming through not only with 217 on the board, but 42 kills, 220 for 5 with 38 kills. Both of them are plus 10 positive. Karma only sitting at plus 7, but had over a minute himself. Kree plus 10, about a minute, and Greed did have the lowest, but, you know, again, still an 11 positive, so overall, really good contribution from EUE, and really good slaying power coming from them as well. Look over at the opposition, and we honestly just can't say as much, right? Everybody's negative. We did have a couple players put up some good kills. Zed had 37, Blends had 34, Nutella had 31. But again, they are all negative. They do all have a bit of contribution. But Nepal's, bro, you were one of the players I was mentioning can be a real threat on this Qlash team. How you gonna come through and drop a 19 and 41, bro? I was cheering for you the whole time. I was hyping you up. I gotta see more out of you in the Search and Destroy.
You know, I think that's where he's gonna get his feet wet. Honestly, he's one of the better snipers in EU. Definitely going to be picking up his fair share in this firing range Search and Destroy as we're gonna get geared up for the second game of this best of 3 series. And if Qlash win the Search, like I'm not expecting, but I'm picking them to win it because they're really big in Search. Zed is a demon on Search. Nepal's hit some decent shots. Warvag is a wild card. He is, you know, his contribution is going to play a huge factor in seeing this game 3. But I feel very strongly after that comeback from EUE that they could, you know, take that momentum and roll into this firing range and certainly shut it down 2-0. But again, this is going to be solely on Nepal hitting his shots, Zed being the demon that he is, and that wild card Warvak, who I have seen in more mobile mayhems than anybody, but I have yet to see him complete a full season. That's not a knock at the man. I just haven't seen him complete a full season. As a matter of fact, he joined this season late, and it doesn't really count as finishing a whole season, though, right?
Oh, no, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. So, you know, we'll hope for better things for Warvac in the future. Obviously, he's a really solid player. Didn't have the best performance here, but you know, hey, minute on the hill, only 5 negative. That's not horrible, especially with an EUE team that I think we've both mentioned have come a long way for a team, a different team that joined in late, right? So I'm excited. Hopefully we'll get to see a game 3 here, especially since we already have 2 forfeitures / disbands in the European scene. But only time will tell. We're getting into our firing range search and destroy, and we're going to start off with a offense for Qlash. Can they give us that game 3 action? Or are EUE going to come through with a vengeance and just close things out 2-0 to end their season?
We'll have to find out now as we're going to see the push over. Nepal's going to be holding this A long sight. It's got an aid baked. EUE Kree going to pick up the first blood, though. It's going to be Zed dropped. I mentioned Zed being a demon in search. Right now, he's going to get demon, but Nepal's coming through and fulfilling his role. Is going to be able to quickly trade. And is trying to clear this A long sight now as we see a 2-1-2 split, or 2-1-1 split. As we don't have as much hold on this B side, but they shouldn't, because the push is coming through A, and Rick and Nutella are going to get some trades coming through 2 for 2 style now, as we got first round about a minute and 15 left on the clock. Bomb is down. The rotation's over to this A site. Not super safe.
Well, Kree going to take down Nepal's from behind. 5 finds Nutella, and now Warvac left alone in a 1v3. Does find Kree. Does give his position away, though. And I do believe that UE know they have bomb down. You can see they're actually playing this pretty smart. They're not pushing, or they weren't pushing. They are now starting to push, and I think that was a pretty risky call. Fortunately for them, Warvac did rotate off of the A long side, so nobody going to get sniped. And now they're just set up to play the defense here. And if you look where Karma's tucked away at, well, Warvac should die here. I mean, this should be a dead Warvac, right? Yeah.
Big kill there for Karma. That is going to be a 1-0 lead in favor of VUE. They have a 1-0 lead in the series. Nepal started off a little strong there. Caught, a first blood, quickly traded. Instantly gets taken down. That A-long site's, again, not an area that was primarily covered. They thought they had the push in the bag, and sure enough, they were wrong. The push towards the B site, however, looking pretty solid. Nutella going to find first blood. And there's nobody home. One player there. They find the weakness in this EUE defense, and they might be able to exploit now as they pick up first blood. Bomb is going to go down with it. Blend's going to go ahead and secure it. And they've got all angles covered now. Outside looking in is going to be EUE. Trying to get this push towards the B side, but smoke comes through. Going to definitely hinder their sight. We can see Karma try to get some shots through mid. Trophy System's going to help out for one of these players. But still, no bloods traded yet.
All right, well, off to a 1v1 trade off the rip, but 5 is going to make it 2 for 1. Quickly gets taken down by Zed. The kills are flying through. 10 seconds left on the board. It's a 2v2. Blend's going to find 1. They now just have to deal with Karma. Can he play time here? I think he's done it. Oh, wait, no, never mind. They're not on offense. Never mind. He got rolled by Zed.
Yeah, he got Rick rolled. And you can see at the 50 GS, the Deagle coming out from Warvac.
Dude, the way he was playing, it looked like he was playing time.
Yeah, it did. Well, you know what? The master of time there was Zed. Zed going to be able to secure the round. He stays alive plenty long enough. You know what? You got to commend that round to Blends. He got the bomb down ASAP. They didn't waste any time after finding that first blood on B. Right now, first blood's going to come through. It's for Greed. Greed putting some pressure here on this B side. Bomb's going to go down with it. Kree going to find that player, and B is now completely covered. And EUE adapt after that first round of getting handed the business on the defense here on this B side. So a great job from them. They get sucker punched on the B side. Now they're retaliating right here. They got the bomb. It's held hostage. 2 players still holding back, and they've only dropped 1 player, and that's 5. So we got a 3v4. Warvac looking for some shots through the connector. It is not going to happen. The Cuppy site, they're going to go ahead and make that full-on rotation back. Rick going to catch 1 on the transition. That is a solid hold here so far on this B site. You lose 1 round because you get handed the business. No one was there to answer the door, and they learn from their mistakes.
Well, we're getting into our round number 3 here. So far, EUE have absolutely torn apart the side of Qlash this round, looking to take a lead. Could put themselves up 2-1. We obviously... Oh, Karma. Karma, what a wallbang coming there. Using that kind of little gap in the wood to his benefit. Kree gonna take down Nutella. Sure enough, as we mentioned, EUE definitely stepped things up after the, I would say, the first full rotation of that hard point on slums. They really got their act together, and they're carrying that energy through here to the search as well. Again, it's a big question of, are we going to see the potential 2-0, or are we going to get a game 3 to extend our kind of short night for Europe?
Certainly possible. We'll see how, you know, the side of Qlash respond now. They try to get a little greedy going towards that B side second time in a row. First time was a solid rotation, but now you've kind of given up all of your, you know, predictability. You know, you get shut down that second time in a row. Now you're playing picks. And Nepal's doing a great job of picking up some first bloods for himself. Does take down Rick now. Trailer player is going to be making that rotation out. That is 5, if I'm not mistaken. He is going to be right here on the outskirts of trailer now, as we can see. The push not coming yet. Only one player to deal with on B now, as you can see. The rotation is going to be all through jungle site. And Greed is going to head over for some support now. Much faster than we saw the first. Almost gets Warvac right there, but... Oh, he does get him on the third shot. Greed and Kree are single-handedly holding off this B-side push. Zed's going to find one, but how long can he stay alive? Now he's got 3 players to deal with, and only about 35 seconds left on the clock. So if he makes this transition over to B, he is certainly dead, because everyone except for Karma is actually right there to answer the door.
Look, we have a 3-1 lead for the side of EUE, unless if Zed is able to come through with a big clutch and, well, finds a couple shots on Zed and Greed and... Or, Zed and Greed. Kree and Greed. But, can't take either of them down. That's going to be another round going over to EUE. If they can win here, I think it's pretty much lights out for the side of Qlash. It's pretty difficult on firing range, which tends to be a fairly even map, to have any sort of major comeback. So, especially when your back's that far against the wall, right? If you're down 4-1, it's just going to be a little too difficult, especially with the way EUE have been playing. Karma opens up with 1-5, going to take down Zed as well. It's now a 5 versus 3. We did get the bomb picked up by Nutella. We might get the plant through here. Karma might be able to find an actual frag kill. I think there was a trophy system, but does miss the shot there. Nepal's is able to find 1 hit marker for Karma, but Blends gonna survive to fight another day. The bomb is now finally getting planted by Nutella. Can they make this round happen and close the gap, or is this one pretty much over? Nepal's great wallbang there. I hope you caught that.
Dude, I completely didn't. I should have, though. I was checking out the trailer peak. Nutella now going to be left in a 1v3. Greed, rather, going to be able to find 1-5. 5's the second. And that is going to be it. A 4-1 lead. Had a massive hardpoint win, and here we are. 4-1 on the side flip. EUE looking to close things out early in a 2-0 fashion. Qlash. I hope the defense is much better than the offense, bro, because it was one solid round. That's it. And then you were just absolutely picked apart. We'll see how it pans out now as we do flip sides. The B side push is going to be met by 2 players holding fort down, but Greed absolutely opening the floodgates here on this B side. 1 player left to deal with it effectively. That's going to be Nutella. Oh, Greed, you got to hit those, buddy. 1 for 2 now as we see the push comes in. Blend's going to get read like a book. The push through the cubby is not safe. There's 2 players there. Nutella combining for 2. Warvac looking for the peak. Going to get violated. 2v1 still, though. Cubby site going to be held down, and that is going to be Nutella. I think he had 3 that round. That's going to be a 4-2 now. Solid answer on the first round of the defense. And all in all, they lose 1 player off the rip. pick up 2 off the backs of Nutella playing his life. And Nutella able to clutch up that last player kill. And a solid round of defense here for the side of Qlash to extend this thing at least one more round.
Now, looking at a 4-2 right now. Karma and Nepal's looking for those trade snipes. It's going to be Karma picking that one up. And now we're looking at a 5 versus 2 as 75 or 5 takes down Blends, making use of that P90 CBR4. Not something we've seen a ton with the type kind of ruling the meta, but with the reintroduction of weapon bans, we obviously see players having to reach a little bit deeper and not just run the meta. See a lot of Kilo in the mix as well, but now we got a 5-2 for the side of EUE, and it looks like they're closing things out here in a 2-0 fashion. Could keep our European night short, it seems.
Destroy the objective.
Short, indubitably, looking like the case. We're on match point, EUE. Game point match point here. They just need 1. I heard somebody in chat say don't discount or don't count Qlash out yet. Well, you know, after that round, I'm pretty convinced. First blood comes through, and guess what? It's in favor of Kree, who is also going to get some help from Greed. Takes down Nutella, and that might be it, because the remaining players haven't been as reliable. Zed, definitely not delivering his expectation. He's going to be taken down as well. Blend's now going to be in a 1v3. Bomb is in the hands of Rick. It looks like they're going to be pushing for this B site. Blends all the way left, lonely here in the A-long site. That is going to reduce the clock to 45 seconds now. 1 player making that rotation over, looking for the rotation through.
Targets in sight.
Wood, he's going to catch Blends, and it's just a matter of time here. Can Blends clutch a god 1v3? Or is he going to bite the bullet? He finds 1. Only 2 left. Rick, Karma. Rick right here at a cheeky spot. He's surely going to get this one. 3 kill for him. That is going to be a 6-2 win. And a 2-0 win to end the season for EUE. They enter in late. Delivered a hell of a series against the team who also entered late. So, solid game. Solid hardpoint, solid search and destroy. Not so solid for Qlash on the search and destroy, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely a great game between these two teams. A great series, but EUE comes out to be a little bit stronger. Took them a little bit to get going in the hard point, but man, they came through and stormed through the search and destroy, picking up that 2-0 win. And I think EU is...
It's a draw. Stand down.
Hello? Yeah, Day sounds like a robot at the moment. And I don't know if it's my Discord or his Discord. Say something again, Day. Yeah, you sound like a robot. I may need to Sounds normal for me. All right, I'm gonna update Discord. We're gonna take a moment to get everything collected. So bear with us as we're gonna get geared up for our matchup of the night. That is Nova and Animus. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're gonna hear a word from COD Mobile. Take a short intermission. Let me update Discord. Make sure everything's nice and tidy before we jump into this series, because I don't want anything to happen on the back end. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And we are back live. Nova Esports versus Animus. And what a great series that is on the horizon day. This is the one we have been waiting for all season long. And guess what, chat? Day.
I feel like I'm about to get roasted here.
What is that on your chest, homie? You took
Hair?
your shirt off to put on another shirt. What kind of shirt was it? Can you show chat?
Listen, I took my work shirt off. That's why we didn't have our camera on during the first game. And then between games, I went and I put a shirt on. And I thought to myself, it sounded like a great idea at first. Nova's playing. So I'm going to put my Nova jersey on. So that's what we did, chat. We put our Nova jersey on. That's not to say... Listen, that's not to say I'm rooting for Nova. I'm not rooting against Nova. I'm not rooting for Nova. I'm not rooting against Animus. I'm not rooting for Animus. I'm cheering for action. I'm cheering for that game 3 between these two teams. I've got players that, you know, I want the best for on both sides, right? Like, you look at the likes of Nova. You know, you've got Yaya, you've got Neil, you've got Creed, you've got Inferno, Spy, Saturns. Like, that is a stacked lineup and all players that I like to watch. You look over at the side of Animus, bro, it's the exact same for me. Durari, Grizz, Narcs, Marvel, Shark, Shifta. Like, bro, I couldn't cheer against Animus. You know, listen here, if Animus had a jersey, I'd wear that shit.
There you go. I was about to say the same thing. I would wear either of these teams. They happen to send me a jersey. Hint, hint, Nova. Hint, hint, Animus.
I'd cut the jerseys in half and stitch them together if I needed to, okay?
Well, I would have to stitch 2 of them together so that way I could still have 2 shirts in the rotation. look.
Yeah, just do opposite sides?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, guess what, guys? Here we are. We are at our highlight match of the season. We are ready to rock and roll in the moment that we've all been waiting for. The best of 3 to unfold. Well, guess what, chat? Here it is. We're going to start things off with a Summit Hardpoint, followed up by a Hackney Yard Search and Destroy. And if it does go to a Game 3, which I am begging for a Game 3, looking at a firing range domination. Nova Esports have opted to ban domination on Hacienda. Animus has opted to ban Hardpoint on Raid. This is where things get a bit interesting, right? We expect a type ban, right? You're wrong. Got a kilo ban coming through for Animus, and guess what? Nova Esports, they're trying to stay ahead of the curve. They're trying to see that doof nerfed. Can Grizz perform without the doof here? He's going to have to because the R9 is off the table. Won't see it in the mix day. What are your thoughts?
Didn't he make his name with the Buy 15 and the KRM, though?
Yeah, but that was many seasons ago. Many seasons.
Fair.
Is the KRM still viable? Fair. Absolutely. But is it like, you saw how he popped off with the R9 on Tuesday. Can he get ahead of, you know this band?
Yo, thank you, Ghoul. This is a Gen 1 Nova jersey. It's nostalgic.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah. Yo, Esto, agree. Against Grizz, banning the R9, solid. Solid. You know what else is solid? Verdict's hairline.
Yo, right? Well, you know what? It's not solid? This game 1. We're going to go ahead and bounce out. Poor connectivity issue. Nobody, or maybe someone had a banned class in. Maybe they didn't have the right operators. Nonetheless, we're going to give this one a second try around. So, that seems to be
Guys,
the
I've
pattern.
got to take my VTOL off.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the R9 is 100% banned. We're going to completely see all Type 25s and maybe a different shotgun for Grizz. I don't know how that's going to hinder his performance, but I think it could certainly make things interesting because Old Faithful is out the door. No doof, no round in that corner, picking up those 1 shots from 15 meters away. That thing was lethal on Tuesday, bro, was it not?
I mean, it definitely was. Definitely was. And, you know, that was obviously one of our big rule changes for the season was shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles were out. Well, guess what? They're back. Now you are forced to ban them against players that, have an opportunity to use them. And, you know, Can we pause for a minute here? This is totally off topic for the match that we're about to witness. What a feels bad moment for Captain, right? all season long, except for the last week of the season, shotguns are banned. Bro, pain and suffering. Poor Aphelion. Poor Aphelion.
Poor Aphelion. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. Balance came through in chat. He said, hey, what do we get if we gift 50 subs? Are you gifted 50 subs? I can give you a kiss. It'd be a virtual one. I don't know if you'd be down for that, homie. I can't really say name your price. I would make Day twerk if you gifted 50 subs.
Oh, you ain't gonna make that happen. 50 subs on my channel, maybe.
I'll twerk for 50 subs.
I would too.
Damn, Day, you're not gonna roll with the homie for 50? Come on. I would gift you 10 subs if you twerked on my channel for those 50 of mine. Does that not sound fair enough?
That might be a fair trade.
Okay, there we go. P1, guess
Not
what?
because it's actually fair, because we would like to not eat ramen this week.
There we go.
Just kidding.
I will just give 50 solid. I wouldn't even... Okay, KRM for Grizz in hand. He is resorting to the hipfire build. It is going to find 2, but it's going to drop P1. A dub so far for the side of Nova. Creed looking for some time up top, looking for the kills. Grizz just coming through, barreling. Is going to be quickly traded, though, in P1, regardless of what's happening up top. Nothing on board for the side of Animus. As a matter of fact, they picked up 5, and they've been silent ever since. So, trades coming through and heavily benefiting the side of Nova. Animus nowhere in sight, though.
Well, right now, 30-point lead for the side of Nova. I've mentioned it before, out of all the teams that are competing for the top of Europe, Nova have by far been the most consistent, and right out of the gate, they're showing that to be true right now. You've got Stage 5 talent on this team. You've got an incredible underage talent of Spy, who, even though he was underage and couldn't compete last year, he was still coaching. And, you know, even for his young age, very, very well-respected player in the scene, right? So, you know, he's finally back in the mix and been having some pretty solid games of his own. And, well, Nova off to a hot start, but a break finally comes through for Animus.
Yeah, break much needed now. As we can see, a P2 catwalk is certainly not favoring Nova at the moment. That's okay. They picked up their fair share of the pie on P1 and got a little bit of double dipping when it came to P2. Now Shark, trying to stay alive here, is going to be able to peek the corner. Is going to find 1. Is going to find 2. Spy looking for the contest. Yaya on the back system. Attack 5 actually going to be able to round the corner. They are going to get the break, but who's got the advantage for P3? It looks like Nova trying to make that full-on push. They're going to hold off the push from both sides, and this is going to be a Nova hold off the rip. Spy looking for that lone wolf in the back. He's going to go ahead and seal the deal. Narc's looking for the contest. Pulls up and gets absolutely destroyed. A Game 1 bloodbath. Right now, the favor is in Nova's corner. Purifier comes through. Tempest, not my favorite, but guess what? Inferno makes do with it. Finds 2. And that is going to be a P3. 20-second hold so far, but the spawn's flipped. Can it be the same thing on the backside? We'll see the push come through. Nova pretty solid right now, but they're finally going to get taken down, and this is the time for Animus to shine. However, they don't have a player on the objective for the first 5 seconds of that break, so they're going to get scrap time in the form of 22 seconds. Spy going to get caught on the transition over. Yaya up top, finally able to take down Marvel, and we've got such a back-and-forth affair day. P4 rotations are coming around the corner, and it looks like Nova are going to be right there to capitalize.
Well, only 13 points separate these teams, and it's been a heck of a fight from Animus, but I see, this is what I don't understand. Look at the positioning on everybody from Nova, and then you have Saturns, who dies mid-building and spawns backside of P3. How the hell is that possible with Inferno as deep in the backside of P4 as possible, and not a single player from the side of Animus over the halfway point of the map? I don't get why Summit spawns are so terrible. I don't want to go back to the old spawns where it was just, if you lost a fight on P3, just give up because you all spawned backside. I do believe that Summit needed a little bit of an oomph in the spawns, but dude, this is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but guess what? Indeed, it is what it is. So, We're going to see these teams battle it out. P4 still up for grabs with about 19 seconds. One player left on it for the side of Animus. They're going to be taken down, and Nova are going to be able to extend their lead. Now P1 resets coming through. First time around was a charm for Nova. Can they make it a second time? We'll find out. We're going to go ahead and join in for a quick listen-in for the side of Nova for their first comm check.
See them dead, see them dead, see them dead.
Top dead.
I'll go bottom.
One is no.
Server, one shot, server.
Server dead. Two. One more B flat.
Nice.
On top. Jumping. White door. Let's one green. One seed on mommy.
I have your bottom.
Bottom, Inferno.
I'm stunned bottom.
I'm with you, yeah, wait.
One seed, I'm dead. I'm going top. Might be
One top,
bottom.
no, yeah.
Jump. Timing.
One hill.
Top.
B flat, one low.
That's one green.
One more top. He's trying to spawn.
Be careful, mister, Crit.
I'm standing here.
Mister is two, guys. Bottom, one bottom. Bottom, C flag push.
I'm holding green.
No, two side, 2-0. We need to play for top. Tukon.
We're spawning see them. They got the next.
We need to push top. Be careful, mister, right now. Nice, yeah.
One top. They have tech 5.
One shot.
I'm standing.
Top there. One more top. The response C flag.
Tricks, help me.
Top. One shot.
One is help, guys.
I'm pushing con.
Now one
Two green. One dead. Green.
One see them.
No one green.
Top.
Yo, I gotta say, if you're looking at comms for EU being down and out, this is a team that certainly stands out when it comes to callouts. These guys absolutely barreling through the competition. They've gained a 40-plus point advantage. P2 reset comes along. Catwalk certainly not as safe it was the first time around for them. And a big kill feed coming through for Inferno. I'm taking a look at the scorecard right now. We're looking pretty solid for Nova. On the flip side of things, Animus are kind of struggling, and it's not looking good. Marvel, only 11 kills on board, 11-17. 22-20 for Shark, so he is definitely going to be carrying at the moment. We'll see how P3 comes along. We saw the advantage that Nova had off the rip the first time around, but the break came through, and it was beautifully done by Animus. Can they get the break early here? It doesn't look good so far. The spawn solidified. Nova holding out the fort. Now it is time for the push, and we're going to get geared up for it. Listen in to the side of Stamina. Try to see how those comms sound for this break on this P3 site.
One dead.
Mid lane.
Watch out the downside, Sparrow dead, come on, push, nice. Watch out, they have good spawn, they still have good spawn.
Don't push for the spawn,
Careful, Gunner.
Run now. Go new.
Shark for you.
One Sunday.
Shark for you.
I'm Come on.
Man, left side. Catwalk, stand.
I'm on side. Come on, guys,
I'm going this one.
Let's come back on
This
this
guy
one.
good
Come on.
setup.
I
watch the guy, one to the stairs. They have tech 5.
I'm watching your catwalk.
They pushed up.
On side.
Low side.
One forklifts. On side.
He's pushing spawn.
Forklift.
I'm gonna back to the spawn. Dead on spawn, come on.
Nice. Go.
One lane long.
One more backside, dead, come on, one more on side.
Two side.
They have good spawn.
One more side.
I'm standing. One try to stand dead. One more stand.
We've got a bloodbath here. This P4 rotation not looking good for Animus. As a matter of fact, they weren't able to get not a solid hold on P3. The break came through. It just was not enough to close the deficit. And right now we're looking at a 100-point lead almost in favor of the side of Nova. And Animus is going to be stuck on the outside here. They're going to be able to pick up the break on this 15 seconds left. So a little bit of trickle time going in their favor, but don't get it confused. They need every point they can get right now. Nova are rocking and rolling. They are looking absolutely solid. Day is still in VCs, guys, so I'm doing this solo until he gets out. I know he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do, but there we go. Dave, tell me, what were your opinions on Nova and Animus in comms?
Honestly, I think they were both overall pretty solid. My Discord was freezing up for a second there, so as soon as I jumped into like our main VC, you were like, we're jumping in with Animus. I was like, okay, well, try to get down there now, and then sure enough, took me a second to move down there too, but you could definitely hear the positivity. And, you know, as much as we've talked this season about, you know, some of the teams that have had some pretty lackluster comms, I think that was a pretty prime example of, you know, what you really want to listen for. Bringing each other up, not putting each other down. You've got that really vocal communication. You've always got that one person who's going to give that kind of final say on the rotation. Like, everybody's pitching in their information, but you've got your one IGL that when they say, hey, this is what we're doing, the whole team starts to collapse and make their rotations. And largely it's been working a little better for Nova. Again, we did say that they were a more consistent team this season, and that's still coming out to be true, but this has been a phenomenal match between two of the top tier talents in the likes of Europe. So got to give credit to both Nova and Animus. Shark is pulled out as Annihilator. Can he make the play here? Takes one shot, gonna slide the corner. There's three people there. I don't know how he missed that, but
yeah,
well, Saturn's finds four.
Saturn's shutting it down. That is going to be a game one, 250 to 163. Marvel not going to get there in time. Saturn's going to gatekeep, and that is going to be a big game one win for the side of Nova, 250 to 163. And a solid game full and full for them. As a matter of fact, they never really lost control of that game. There were points where Animus were putting in the work. As a matter of fact, there was a lot of uncertainty for Animus. In Grizz in particular, he started off with the KRM, and he quickly transitioned to the Fennec. That'll just tell you how much of that, you know, R9 band really hitting home. 41 for both Spy, Yaya. Solid game, 38 for Saturn's as well. The way that Saturn's has been playing, I would have assumed that he was going to be the MVP candidate from this Nova roster, but it's the rookie. The player who make it is, I say he's a rookie. He's not a Mobile Mayhem rookie. He's technically a rookie considering the fact that we just introduced the 17 plus, or Activision insisted the 17 plus for COD Mobile. And this is the byproduct, a product of it. He couldn't play last season. He is eligible this season, and he did get the MVP candidate selection from Nova. I can confirm that. It's in the Discord. That is a thing, and sure enough, he top frags with a 41 and 27 KD with a min and 37 on the hill day.
Yeah, and, you know, honestly, I know the age thing has been, for the past year, a big conversation in the COD mobile scene. Listen, on an Activision front, you can't have your game marketed as 17 plus and then have 14-year-olds in the scene. Like, that's just the reality, right? Yeah, I mean, on just a legal standpoint, there's obviously more loopholes to jump through. On a business standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And on an ethics standpoint, again, you have a game that's rated 17 plus for blood and gore, and well, that's just a factor. That's just life, you know?
It is just life. Now, what is just life is Animus. I don't think I've seen them look the best I've ever seen them look on a Search or Destroy map like Hackney Yard Search or Destroy. That's what we got on board for us for game 2. So, hey guys, if you're banking on a game 3, it's going to be on the backs of Animus playing their hearts out here on this Hackney Yard Search or Destroy. They were able to do it early in the season. They were able to beat the hell out of Omni. As a matter of fact, Omni is no longer a thing. And after this matchup, they never had a solid 5 afterwards. So did Animus disband Omni? This is obviously me just throwing out ideas. I'm obviously joking. I don't have any kind of insider information when it comes to that, but think about it. They take a massive L here against an Animus team, and they were never really the same afterwards. Here we are.
To be fair, they were never the same after
Devious.
After qualifiers, to be honest.
No, yeah, well, yeah.
It was a no maps dropped qualifiers for them.
And they
to
didn't
be
win a
fair,
single
I
map
wouldn't even
all season.
listen. I wouldn't call the devious thing a thing because let's be real here. Omni deserved that win. They played every single game on NA servers, and it went all the way to the final game of the series. So I don't think Omni realistically lost that match. So I don't know how much you can hold that against them. But bro, we got into the main season, and you know, again, even the matchup with Illuminati, right? They 2-0'd Illuminati at the beginning of qualifiers. They 3-0'd Illuminati in the grand finals. 2 weeks later, they come in to face Illuminati in the main season. Bro, they get swept. They get absolutely wrecked by Omni or Illuminati. So, yeah, it's rough to see Omni go down like that. They've got a ton of really good talent on the team, but I've been one to say it before. I was criticized quite heavily on saying that Jesus was rightfully dropped. Jesus Saves You was rightfully dropped from the NYSL team. Look, sometimes on paper, stuff looks good, and you're like, man, this should be a cracked team. Listen, what looks good on paper doesn't always work. Sometimes personalities clash. Sometimes play styles don't mesh as well as you thought they were. And you look at the lineup of Omni, and we were calling early on that was going to be a top three team in Europe.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Frog, I know Cyber came through with a raid. I was letting Day complete his thoughts and say what he had to say because it was very, pertinent information. So, Cyber, bro, I appreciate you, homie. Absolutely A1. I'm looking forward to seeing you cast NA tonight with Day. And I can't wait to see you cry when, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we got that Yo Mama match to start things off.
We got that Yo Mama match to start things off. So, I know I got rated, fool. All right? I'm still waiting for Balance to come through with those 50 subs. All right? I'll get super hype.
Fair.
I will clap my cheeks for 50 subs, guys.
All right. Well, Vertitwerk confirmed for 50 subs.
Yeah, I said it. I'll clap my cheeks if I get those 50 subs Balance. Right now, we're looking at the best of 3, because if you're just now joining in, you might have missed it. Summit Hardpoint was devastating. Nova just absolutely ran away with it. 250 to 163. Hackney Yard Search Destroy is the game. It's going to be the deciding factor. It's the game that has to be for Animus to see that domination on firing range. R9 ban from Nova. Just absolutely crippling Grizz from that shotgun. We saw him try to utilize that KRM. Homie, it's not the same. Alright? Kilo ban for Animus. That leaves the type on the table. And right now, the types were looking pretty solid. You get Inferno in the mix with a SKS. That is a recipe for disaster for Animus. And that was a hell of a game 1 for Nova. So, here we are. We flipped the script. We flipped the sides. Nova going to be on the defense first. The attack, strats have to be solid here. It's going to be Animus. They're going to have to show their hand. They're going to have to take it all the way so we can see that game 3. If you're not an Animus fan, I need you to be an Animus fan this game alone, just because we want to see that game 3 opportunity. There's no way Nova 2-0s on a map like Hackney Yard. I'm sorry. This is not happening. All right. This is not 18+. I didn't say anything, I didn't say anything that was not -18 appropriate. Clapping my cheeks is certainly something that you could say at a not 18+ stream. Am I wrong?
I guess. I don't know. I've been listening to Zim say he was going to clap people's cheeks for the past 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah. But hey, have you seen him clap anybody's cheeks yet, other than dead bodies of people he didn't kill?
Dang.
Savage.
Dang. Calling him out.
Hey, yo. Yeah, payment first, clap after. You guys know how
Non-refundable. Non-refundable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactamundo. All right. 5 green check marks across top, 5 green check marks across bottom. We delayed it as long as we could. Now we're delivering. Game
We
2.
delayed it. No. We're not taking the blame for these players.
All right, we're going to transition on that one. All right, whose cheeks are going to get clapped this game? Is it going to be Animus in a 2-0 fashion, or we're going to see Animus put on a show for us to see that Game 3 life? It's got to come here. It's your moment. We'll see the push towards B now as 4 players make their way in. It's super aggressive. Drari going to leave the pack. Grizz going to be the first blood. Yaya just continuing where he left off last game. And a solid first blood in favor of Nova, but the bomb is down. 4 players left alive here for the Animus squad. Can they hold down the fort? Marvel looking for some shots up top. The jump up not safe for Yaya. He's going to opt to push down low. He is going to get taken down. Shark there to quickly get his trade. And this is going to be Narks left all on his lonesome.
Well, a incredibly clean round comes through for Nova. Wasn't body shooting, but I'm pretty sure I just saw Creed pull out the boxing gloves and punch some dead bodies, so there's that. But, well, round 1 lead goes over to the side of Nova. They're off to a great start on the defense, but obviously we're 1 out of potentially 11 rounds in, and anything could happen here, Verdict.
You think it happened? Grizz picking up a gun kill without a shotgun is one of them. The Finnick in hand, this is the gun that he made a choice to utilize last game after the transition. Finally starting to pay off, though. The Finnick, pretty much like a shotgun in its own manner. The rate of fire is super fast. You literally can kill people in a blink of a second, so we'll see if he can maximize without the R9. Right now, it's one play or one trade in favor of Animus. Make that 2. Marvel do it his due diligence. Surprise Bands is not using the SKS. Obviously, on a map like this, type is going to reign superior, but Inferno, he is opted to snipe. Now, 3v5 scenario. Bomb is in the hands of Shark. No push towards either side. Looks like they are opting to head for the hills, where they're going to be met by Creed, who's already got top green control. Looking for that player out mid. Drari is certainly there. The container site does have him covered, but the push towards the bottom, Marvel doesn't hear it. Inferno picks up a big frag there, takes down Grizz. Inferno's going to get quickly traded. Now it's going to be Spy and Creed. Creed finds 1. 2v3 scenario. Big kill coming through. Bomb carriers down. And now Creed looking for the pounce.
Well, we've got a 3 versus 2. Durari taking some shots there, but he's going to survive to potentially find a refrag for the team. 30 seconds to go. Bomb is down on the bomb site, so that is something that we have to be a little bit worried about for the side of Animus. They may have the player lead, but Creed and Spy are allowed to play very defensive here, but Durari ready for the peek on the top window. Spy going to get taken down by Marvel. Just like that, we are all tied up. 1-1. Still going to be a Animus offense going on here, but really, really solid angle coverage in the 3v2 there.
Yeah, but for a second I thought Nova was going to be able to find a way to clutch it up. Creed was being a demon, you know, and when demons are on, they are on, my guy. Push comes towards his A site. Saturns doesn't peek his corner. He's going to be obliterated. That is going to be a first blood again in favor of Grizz. R9 or not, bro is certainly popping off at the moment. Doesn't have 10 kills, doesn't need it. He picks up that first blood, that entry frag, just an absolute demon. Drari on the back end is able to take down Yaya on the push towards his A site. Going to be cleared. You got 1 player up top. That's going to be Spy. He's going to find 1. Shark trying to get this bomb plant down. Going to be nice and safe there for the time being, but Marvel takes down Creed. Now it's just Spy. 1v4. The tides have turned. Yaya and Team Nova have looked solid in this game. First round, devastating. Next 2, absolutely grief. Gets better. This is like a fine wine here for Animus. They're just progressing better and better here in the Search and Destroy. They've gained 2 rounds. They need to get 4 more. I need to see a Game 3 day. Will Animus be able to clutch it up?
Well, I'd love to see the Game 3 here too, and, you know, we're hoping. Obviously, if you're cheering for Game 3, that means you're cheering for Animus this game. Narks gonna get taken down with Durari, the 2-piece for Yaya before Grizz finds him, but Inferno right there for the refrag. Spy taking a couple shots, but Creed had absolutely no business running that fight, and let me tell you, he knows it. He's punching Shark's body, he's shooting Shark's body, he's teabagging. Yeah, Shark, you gotta win that one, dude. Holy crap, Shark got turned on.
Yeah, he did, and I was thinking that maybe he wasn't expecting Creed to be right there, and the shots just weren't there to connect. Shark should have won that one, but he didn't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now we're tied. who's going to have the advantage before we flip sides. This round will tell now. As you can see, Grizz, again, being that push aggressive. Got Inferno right in front of him. I don't think they saw each other. The smoke definitely going to be in his favor. Is going to be able to turn on him. McCree going to be able to get there and get the quick trade. No harm, no foul. 2 for 1. Nova will take those for days. And now, the B site, push, completely shut down. Marvel right here on the inside of the wall is going to round the corner and just gets absolutely destroyed by Creed, who had a little bit of help there from, it looked like, Saturn's. And there's only 2 players left to work with. Narcs, who's not sniping. He's got a type in his hand. And Shark, who's trying to get this A-bomb down. Don't know if this is the necessarily the best play. We saw them do it in a 3v5 fashion last round, and it didn't pan out. Bomb goes down nonetheless. The push is going to come in. They've got 4 players to work with. Saturn takes down Narcs. It's a 1v4. Shark is not going to be able to hit those first shots. Yaya does go down, but Spy there to quickly trade. This is the advantage that you have when you have 4 players left alive. Certainly, bomb is going to be defused, and the advantage going to be right backhanded to the side of Nova.
Oh, Creed just doing the dirty. Always teabagging a body at the end of a round. And unfortunately for Shark, he kind of got blued there, but, you know, we're still in a very close game. It's a 3-2 lead for the side of Nova. We have switched sides. It's going to be Nova on the offense now, and it's going to be Animus trying to pull together a defense here to send us to a game 3. Shark does eat a flashbang, but Creed going to take down Grizz. Yaya, immediately a casualty. But it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Nova.
Yeah, Nova's just done so well on getting those opening frags. As a matter of fact, you take a look at the rounds where they found 2 off the rip and lost 1. I think it's a 100% win rate. You see the 2 rounds that the side of Animus were able to win. They weren't as convincing as this Nova squad. Right now, Nova doing what they do best. Saturn's up top. He's going to find 1. Marvel's going to find shots from Saturn, so this is going to be a 1v4. Creed is literally running around with boxing gloves. Dude is wanting the toxicity and taking it to a whole new level. Inferno thankfully finds the shots with the SKS, and man, we're looking at the best team in EU for Search and Destroy. Right now, they are not looking like the best team. Might be giving that title and handing it over to the side of Nova if Animus can't find a little bit of second half life here.
Well, that could be the case, but fortunately for Animus, their journey into the playoffs is still locked in. If today's not your day, well, you've got some time to turn it around for the games that count at this point, right? We're looking at a 3v3 as Marvel is able to take down Saturn's. It's going to be Inferno, Yaya, and Spy up against Narcs, Marvel, and Durari. The bomb was planted for the side of Nova. They've got a big opportunity to just play time here. 30 seconds on the board. Durari pushing deep and gets taken down by Inferno. Marvel fortunately able to find the 1-for-1, but with only 20 seconds on the clock, we've got to find 2, and Marvel drops. The smoke comes out for Narcs. Yaya's there waiting, and the 5-2 lead in favor of Nova, looking to close things out.
Yeah, this is match point, man. If you would have told me that this was going to be a blowout for one of these teams, I would not have expected it to have been for Nova. But, you know, they're showing up, they're showing out, they're on a hell of a show. I'm just being realistic. If I would have seen this same game play out, and you would have told me at the beginning of this matchup that it was going to be a 2-0 and the Search and Destroy wasn't going to be close, I would have slapped you in your face. Right now, it's a 1-for-1 trade. And again, that first 2 frags coming through for Nova, they have been 100% win rate ever since. Right now, they are not going to have that. That's going to be Shark going to be able to find the equalizer. And that is going to be a 2-1 trade now. Narc's the only casualty here for the side of Animus. The bomb is going to go down nonetheless. Spy going to get some help here from Inferno. Can they make the 3v3 happen? The bomb's already down, so Grizz is out. Marvel, Durari, and Shark going to need you to be perfect here.
Yeah, they definitely can't afford many mistakes with their opponents on match point. It's going to be another 1-for-1, but Marvel going to take down Spy. Now it's Saturn's pushing in to make the defense here. The fake comes through. Shark going to hear the gunshots, but Marvel picks up the kill, and Animus hang on, but they need to find 3 more. And again, with their opponents being on match point, you really can't afford to have a mistake. And let me tell you, Animus have certainly been far from perfect so far this Search and Destroy.
Oh yeah, far from perfect is an understatement. That round was redemption, and this is where the tour begins. Oh my, the trophy system comes down, but the concussion just absolutely devastating. They don't get a gun trade in, but the frag does come through. Yaya able to capitalize. He finds first blood. Spy, gonna go ahead and... Oh, this is toxic. Gonna go ahead and get it down. Yaya finds a second. As Narcs, Marvel, and Shark, 100% they have been when finding the first 2 frags. Can this be the pattern broken? Yaya holding up the top angle. Shark peeks the angle. He is not liking what he sees and is opting to fall back. Spy, down low if he pushes down. Narcs, pre-fires, nobody home. Spy and Nova just have to wait it out. They got 18 seconds left on the clock, and there's not a lot of time. Shark able to find one. Can he find another? No, he can't. He finds his demise. Creed doing what he does best. 2 on board. Inferno dropped. Marvel, point blank, gets Creed, but guess what? Saturn's there to quickly trade. We got a 6-3 win in Nova, and that is going to be the series down in 2-0 fashion. They're going to be number 1 in the leaderboard. They're going to be the number 1 team to beat in this playoff berth. They've already solidified themselves in that number 1 seed. Today was just icing on the cake.
Well, unfortunately for Animus, like I said at the beginning of this series, Nova have just been the more convincing and consistent team this season, and sure enough, they come through with the hardpoint win. Now, granted, the hardpoint was really good. The search and destroy was quite blatantly in Nova's favor. In fact, I think a couple of the rounds there was a fair amount of not necessarily trolling, but maybe some not taking it fully seriously on the side of Nova. I'm pretty sure I watched twice at the beginning that Creed died while teabagging a body. So like that's after he died a couple times, he was like, well, maybe I'll teabag at the end of the round, and you know that's all fine and dandy, but definitely wasn't putting their best foot forward early on, and still were able to take early leads and end up closing out the series in 6-3 fashion.
No, not banned for saying GG's, banned for spoiling. Anybody who came in early before it displayed on the screen, you got a ban. Saturn's was just the first one. All right, he got an hour ban. Yaya and Creed, y'all be content with 10 minutes, okay? Be bad, be sad, I don't care. You come through and you spoil in chat, we're not having it this season, all right? Am I happy for you guys? Absolutely. That was a damn good performance, all right? Solid games from Nova. They look the best that they have ever looked. And I'm not saying they ever look bad, but this time around, they just look solid. And it's an even contribution across the board. 7 kills on board for Spy. Again, with that MVP spot. Of course, he got 4 plants, so that kind of, helped his performance out in the point category. But Inferno right there with 8 tops the board. And we got 777s at the bottom. So 4 7s across the board. And on the flip side of things, you got Marvel carrying, doing what he does best, picking up those shots. But then you got Narcs, who is in a position that I don't think I've ever seen Narcs in. 0 kills on board in a search and destroy game. That's tough. That is super tough. 2-0 win for the side of Nova and Day. I am at a loss for words. We're looking at an Animus team that looks solid at the beginning of the season. I'm not saying they don't look solid now, but they've taken 2 L's this season. That's Anarchy behind an image-coached, impression. And now Nova Esports just handed them the diddly. 170 is where Nova ends the regular season at. 140 for Animus. None of these teams are going to have to be playing in that first day of the playoffs. 117 not found. Going to be sitting right there with a pretty 125 with FN420. FN420 is going to be in 3rd place, though, because they have the head-to-head. Is that right?
Yes, that sounds correct.
I think
pretty sure that's what Rollbot was telling us before the game.
No. I think 117 not found beat FN420 to start the season off.
Let me pull up my schedule real quick.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we saw 117 not found come through in 2-0 Omni, and then came in and got yeah, Ronan, you know what? Get the hell out of here. I know how to read, Ronan.
Yeah,
I told you I
yeah.
used the spreadsheet, okay? Yeah, FN420 2-0'd 117 not found in week 2. Technically, I guess week 3, if you include the qualifier finals as week 1.
Yep, there we go. Standings are 100% accurate. Now we're going to move on to results of the day. If you're just now joining out, you certainly missed a banger from Nova there as they win that 2-0 fashion. Elite, EuroElite, these guys came through and put a hell of a comeback into that beautiful slums map in Panama. Yeah, that's where the wife's from. I got to give a shout out to Panama. EUE 2-0 over Qlash. That Search and Destroy was not even close. Elysium, disband. They're out. FN420, they get a free dub as well. So 117 not found, and FN420 get buys today. They also get 20 points awarded. Illuminati EU and Anarchy is going to be the last matchup of the night, guys. Don't go anywhere. We've still got a solid series left ahead of us. And if you're talking about best week of Mobile Mayhem, this has probably been it. Granted, we've had forfeits, but the talent that is going to be in the lobbies today, granted it's been 2-0s cross-board so far, is uncanny. It is literally skill right next to skill. And here we are, last series of the day. So guys, we're going to hear a word from COD Mobile. And we're going to take a short intermission, get these lobbies set up and everything. So don't go anywhere. We got one more series ahead of us. And then we got the playoffs next week. So don't go anywhere. Fire! That's right, guys. We got the last and final matchup of the night. That's going to be Illuminati EU versus Anarchy. And guess what, guys? You've called it. We've got a 4v5 off the rip. That is a fat F in chat. And guys, if you weren't here whenever I was talking earlier about what the plans were for the schedule for the weekend, I'm going to be out of town tonight as well as tomorrow, and I won't be back maybe late Saturday. I don't know what time. Really just depends. And then I'm going to be out of pocket on Sunday morning. So I got a little family shindig. So guys wondering what was going on for the weekend. Day is going to be covering everything as far as personal streams go, as if he gets done with his grandma's kitchen that's getting remodeled. So certainly a busy weekend for the both of us. I think he should be able to manage to get a Saturday stream in at least, and maybe an early Friday night stream, question mark. Just depends on when they get finished. So Day, this next matchup ahead, it looks like it's supposed to be solid, right? But
yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like it should be a good one, but we were really hoping that last matchup was going to go to a game 3, and it just didn't. So maybe this will be the action here that we're hoping for, because again, this is the last day of the open competition before we go into playoffs week, and we have high hopes for both these teams. Anarchy definitely been a really solid team, and you look over at the opposition, and bro, Illuminati is a team that just, I think, blew the socks off of a lot of people. We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier when we were talking about Omni, where Omni was undefeated all through the qualifiers. They 2-0'd this Illuminati team at the beginning. They 3-0'd them in the grand finals. Come down into week 2 of the main season, and Illuminati had already by that time stepped things up and were able to come through with the 2-0 over Omni, who obviously didn't give us as much as we had originally expected to see out of them. And one of the things that I was mentioning, Illuminati is obviously not one of the teams competing for the number 1 and number 2. I think Illuminati is a good reason to really show how important that number 1, number 2 spot is. Giving you that bye in the quarterfinals is one less opportunity for you to get eliminated. And Illuminati are one of those teams that are kind of in the lower middle of the spectrum that have a real chance to come through and upset some of these top tier teams.
no, I'm completely on board for that. We, made a claim that they could be the new, EU legend killer team. They haven't really shown that they could take down legends as of yet, but what better way to go out with a bang than to do it in the beginning of the playoffs, right? Who is going to be their first casualty? Right now, we're going to be looking at, a matchup where they're going to be squaring off a team who only has 4 to play with off the rip in Anarchy, but to still make for a great matchup. We'll see if a 5th will come through. And Dave, I had your egghead picture up every time that your D logo shows up instead. So just wanted to make best of 3. Starting off is going to be that standoff hard point. Again, a 4v5, definitely not the best. It is what it is, though. We may see that 5th player join the lobby after this first game, but they didn't make it in the time frame that they were supposed to. Crossfire Search and Destroy is a guaranteed. What's not guaranteed is that Summit Domination. And if you're looking at a 4v5, Illuminati should have this one in the bag. They need to start here in this standoff hardpoint. Illuminati opted to ban Search and Destroy on Hacienda. I kind of like that. SKS ban as well. Type 25 and hardpoint hack DR for Anarchy. And without further ado, our last series of the regular season day. It's a 4v5. Nonetheless, should be semi-interesting to see how it starts.
Yeah, you're definitely right, and, well, we're getting ready to get into the matchup. In fact, it has already begun, and for all the people in chat, I'm not even an egg anymore. I have hair now, guys. This is baloney. You guys see how Verdict treats me? Like garbage.
No, I just want to make sure that you know your camera's off by knowing that your camera's off and you think you have your logo up. Wrong, homie. Throw it off a little bit. Right now, the side of Anarchy, they're kind of thrown off, but Derek's kind of twisted himself, is going to peek the corner, is going to be able to get some much-needed time here on the hill. And they've actually got their fair share of it. You can see it. They've already racked up double digits. No 250-0 here, regardless if it's a 5v4. Right now, things are going to get out of hand, though, because Gracie's on the objective. He's got some help here from multiple players, and they're just going to lock it down for the remainder of the scrap time. They're probably going to rotate over to this backside for spawn support, but going to get as much as they can off the court side objective.
All right, well, a couple point lead for the side of Illuminati right now. Obviously, a 4v5 is not what we would have really wanted to see in this matchup, but, you know, this could be, you know, you were talking about potentially Illuminati's first casualty earlier, and, well, that's definitely possible when you're in this kind of situation, but obviously we've seen some pretty close 4v5s. I mean, you know, again, I think Omni is probably one of the most notable ones where I, by all means, thought they should have won their hard point that week, but, you know, when you have this level of talent, you can definitely make up for a fifth player if you're against the right opponents, and Anarchy are trying their best to do that, but if you want me to be honest, Illuminati have been just a little bit too good. We might see spurts of good play from the side of Anarchy, but I think this is honestly too close of a matchup for Anarchy to be able to carry a 4v5 to victory.
Well, they've done.
Is that a fair assumption?
That's a fair assessment. They've done a pretty good job so far of keeping, you know, up with the points, but this is where things can get out of hand. You don't have that fifth player. You don't have that rotation set in stone. You're down by 10, which isn't bad, but you know, a top blue could be devastating even with 5 players. And right now, the 4v5 will ensue. Top side control is going to be all of Illuminati just putting their foot on the hill. And guess what? Only one player here to contest. That's Onur. Onur is just one player. Isn't going to be able to take it down. He's using a gun that was banned from competitive for the longest. That's that HVK. We didn't see it a majority of all of its meta days. And he's actually kind of popping off with it. Gracie, on the other hand, he's popping off. And he's got 3 combo. Got the PP Bison in hand and 9 kills on board. And this is where things get out of hand. You don't get that rotation early. It's damn near impossible to get the break up top in blue. And you're going to bite a full 60 here, and it's going to go in favor of the side of Illuminati EU. Now the rotation is going to be over for this P4 site. Scrap time is all you're going to get off that P3. But guess what? That's all that, you know, you're going to get when you don't have that 5th player in the lobby. So the Pure Fire comes out for Gracie. He finds one, looking for the second, is going to find it, and, you know, he's setting the lobby on fire. But guess what? Rondo had a little bit of fire of his own. He's going to be nerfed immediately, though, as soon as Gracie rounded the corner. And Gracie is shrieking up. P4 down to lock, question mark. Derek's there to contest. Peeks out, but Gracie's going to be taken out by Onur. Big kills coming through for both teams. But again, P4 lockdown so far, so good for the side of Illuminati.
All right, well, about a 50-60 point lead, actually, for the side of Illuminati. They're in a great spot to get the rest of this P4 as well and extend their lead. And like I said, Anarchy have proven to be such a good team this season, but Illuminati, honestly, just too good for them to lose a 4v5, even against a tough opponent like this, right? That's just the reality. And we're seeing that come through right now. Obviously, we could see a big comeback by the side of Anarchy. It's certainly possible, but I don't know, man. Do we really believe right now? That's the real question.
We'll see. Now, P4 comes to an end. P1 reset comes through along with it, and this could be a great opportunity for us to jump in for a quick listen-in with the side of Illuminati. So bear with us as we join in for a quick comm check for Illuminati EU.
Dead.
One broken. Dead. Good next, bro.
Top blue.
Top blue.
Yeah, one top blue. Blue van.
Dead.
Top blue.
Okay.
Blue van, nice.
Dead blue van.
Statue. Dead.
Nice, bro.
I'm watching tractor.
They're pushing back alley.
They pushing me. Dead. One more. Daily, one shot.
Daily low. 1 HP, Daily.
À l'intérieur du délit.
Non, il est dehors.
Oh, guys.
C'est mort.
Okay, go next.
Okay, one in gas.
Low farm. One more farm.
One gas pushing you. Nice.
One top. Nice.
One gas again.
Come on top. Go top au général, my bro.
Yeah, bro, 1 second.
Burrito, je suis avec toi.
Bottom.
No, one shot. Top.
Top, serre.
Gas.
Oh, one stairs. Purificateur.
Okay, point to purifier.
Dead. Go side. Come on.
Be advised. Hostile predator missile inbound.
I'm coming with you.
One pushing. Gas.
Come on, next.
Yes.
Go next.
They are pushing farm.
You sure?
Oh, next. Oh my god.
All right, solid rotations. This is absolutely what you would expect coming into a 4v5. Things get out of hand towards the latter half of the game. Operators start coming in. You start seeing those trades coming through. You know, you don't have that fifth player to rely on, and you know the breaks just don't stick. Right now, they've got a hold on the top side of blue, and things are looking kind of solid for them here. But how long can they, you know, prolong the inevitable? It's definitely going to be one of those games where, you know, again, I think I saw Yaya come into chat and think he was being a smart ass, and I kind of laughed at it when I saw him. They gotta have a mic muted because we were in listen-ins. But he said, spoiler alert, Illuminati win. Yeah. We get it. You spoiled earlier. No harm, no foul there. Coming through and trying to spoil this one. Well, guess what, Yaya? Bro, joke's on you, bro. We know they're gonna win because it's a 5v4. Nonetheless, still a solid one. 93 points able to obtain on a map like Standoff. Certainly something worth considering here for Anarchy, as they're going to be battling it out in a 5v5, hopefully, here for game number 2.
I don't see that 5v5 because, like I said, Illuminati have just gotten better and better every single week of play. From the first day that we saw them in the qualifiers all the way through until the final week of the open season here. And, you know, you could hear it in the comms. The synergy is good. The energy is good. I hope this team does not split up between seasons. Obviously, I don't think anybody's expecting Illuminati to come through and just win the whole thing, right? Like, that's a stretch among stretches. I don't see Illuminati coming through and like upsetting Nova in the grand finals. You know what I mean? But if this team continues to improve, they could certainly have a good run for the next season. They've had a hell of a run this season, dude. So you know, big shout out to Illuminati. Anarchy, can you get us a fifth together here for the search and destroy, or are you really going to go down in 2-0 fashion against Illuminati on the last day of the season? Sure, you're already locked into a top 6 spot, but, yo, the fans deserve better.
Well, you know, deserving better and getting better, two different things, right? Illuminati, they have been getting better a lot throughout the season. As a matter of fact, one of the teams that will continue to praise as long as they continue to progressively get better. Deserving better is Anarchy, who also beat Animus, not Stamina. Obviously, Stamina is no longer a thing here in EU as of right now. We'll never know until the roadmap for COD Mobile competitive scene gets you know, laid down in brick. But right now, deserving better is a fifth player in this Anarchy versus Illuminati matchup. This is a matchup that I was having high expectations for. You know, two teams that we kind of overlooked off the rip. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody considered Illuminati to be anything after qualifiers. As a matter of fact, they lost every time, every map, never even close against Omni. And here they are in the regular season, certainly looking pretty solid. So I know we had a bit of a Discord blunder on Tuesday, and they had a little bit of a connectivity issue on Tuesday. They were still able to get the dub 2-1 fashion, but even then, the 4v5 against... Who was it that they played? Question mark?
On Tuesday?
Yeah. Was it Qlash?
That
It was
Anarchy
definitely
played
Qlash.
or Illuminati played?
Illuminati. They played Qlash.
Illuminati beat Qlash, yeah.
Yeah, they beat Qlash, but even when it was a 4v5, it was a 235, 250 hardpoint game. So that'll just tell you how much this team wants to win. So waiting on that fifth player to come through. And
Hopefully.
right now, yeah, hopefully, question mark. If you guys missed out, we had a best of 3 unfold, and right now we just saw the hardpoint standoff. This is a big, big game for Illuminati to take. Obviously, they're looking for that 2-0. They don't really need it. Moving into the playoff scene, neither of these teams need it. As a matter of fact, the playoffs are set in stone. Nobody's moving up. Nobody's moving down. The only thing that was up for stakes here was that #1 spot. But we all know #1 spots don't mean anything when the playoffs come around. So, Crossfire Search and Destroy is going to be game number 2. We're going to be waiting to see if that fifth player is going to be joining us or if we're going to continue on like this. If we do, I think this, Yaya might come through for another spoiler. And if you see him in chat, give him a good laugh because that was kind of hilarious.
Well, again, I'm hoping for a 5v5 here. I'd like to see a game 3 between these two teams. And honestly, there's already no guarantee that even if we had a 5th for Anarchy, that we'd get that game 3. Obviously, I think we'd be looking for the likes of Patron to come through and show up. He's been a solid player for the Anarchy lineup. And, well, not seeing him here right now is definitely a big factor in the position that they're in. So, we'll see.
Well, you know what? We're getting a few more moments to see if they do slide on in. But even with a 5th player in, Illuminati has looked pretty solid on the what is chat ranting and raving about? I'm looking at Casters, no comment for you, Nova fanboys. What is
Who dat?
Who dat? Not Drew Brees. What are you guys going on about? Casters or Nova fanboys just report stream. We're Nova fanboys? I literally just banned 3 Nova players who came in and spoiled. If I'm a fanboy, I'm sorry, homie. You are just spitting blasphemy. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in the chat. As a matter of fact, I've
Trying
seen
to
some
determine if this is a troll account or not.
Possibly. Chat, go ahead, or mods, go ahead and peep him out. He's been following for 40 days, but I'm a Nova fanboy. Obviously, he doesn't watch Mobile Mayhem enough.
Been following for 40 days and has only watched today, I bet.
Possibly. Yeah. Idiot streamer.
Shame.
Caddy says, too. Thank you for your support, Caddy. 0 days follow,
Fantastic.
84 chats in. Thank you for the contribution.
Or lack thereof.
Feels,
Another
bro.
account, just like a weird 20 followers.
Yeah, feels, bro. I feels bad for you, homie, because
Or
you are
following.
You are absolutely clueless.
Bomb spotted.
All right, 4v5. You think we like casting it? You're wrong. I hope you guys enjoy watching it, though, because here we are. Yeah, I'm definitely a fanboy, guys. I might be an F-boy, but I'm definitely not a fanboy.
All right. Well, all trolls in chat aside, we're getting into our game 2 search and destroy of this series, and well, guys, we're still looking at a 4v5, so that's a little bit unfortunate for the side of Anarchy. Again, this late in the season, it doesn't matter for them as much in the standings, but you still would have liked to see them come through with their best foot forward, just so we could really get a good measure of how far these two teams have come. Obviously, we mentioned Anarchy has been an incredible, potent talent in the scene, but you know, we still have some questions, right? We definitely have saw a little bit of inconsistency in their roster, and as a result, I've seen a little inconsistency in their play. It seems like one week they can go up against some of the best teams in Europe and really compete, and then next week they'll go up against one of the teams that we assume they're just going to spank, and then have a really close match. So we'll see.
Well, you know what? I just saw some bans came through. If anybody deserves spankings, it's them. Nev gonna find first blood. He's gonna be quickly traded, though. It's a 2v3. Rondo, good shots. We've got ourselves a 2v2, and for the first time today, we got an even matchup. We'll see how it pans out now. Is Boot Mojito left alone? Rondo, who is being a demon right now, got the absolute wall bang to come along with it, is on a nuke spree per... you know, I'm not even knowing where I'm going with this. So, Nor finds Boot, and now we got a 2v1. The shoes don't know the foot. Can Mojito? Can he mix things up? I'm not talking about drinks, homie. I'm talking about some shots here, because you got 2 left to deal with, Onur and Rondo. Minute left on the clock, plenty of time to play with.
I'm gonna be honest with you, but a mojito sounds bomb
Dude,
right now.
Make it times 10. That is the kind of night we're having right now.
Nice, sweet, cool, relaxing drink after a long day of work. Let's do it.
There we go.
Typically, would go something a little bit stronger, but we're here for it. We're here for it. We're gonna drink it out of a boot as well.
Yeah, hey, yo! Now we're talking. Those boots are huge, bro.
Oh, man.
And they're made for walking, and right now Mojito's doing a little bit of walking himself out. He's looking for that last player. He's able to take down Rondo of Nur. Not going to be as easy to find, though. He's going to be a little slippery. You can see he's found himself in a great position. This should be an easy kill for him. Does seal the deal, and that's going to be one round in favor of the side of Anarchy.
Listen, I think I got to tell you, I think I have, like, 2 standout players. Like I'm going to pick one from each region that I get to cast that just either make me laugh or make me feel hype every time we join their VCs. And for Europe, that's got to be Boot. Listen, for NA, it's got to be Nerdy.
Nerdy, yeah, hands
that
down.
kid is hilarious.
Hands down.
But listen, Boot always comes through with just a different level of energy, and you can definitely tell that the team has been riding that hype from him all season long. And Derox left the game. Unfortunate. I don't know. I still see him. Maybe it's just because he was dead. It hasn't shown him taken out yet, but maybe it was a different Derox. Maybe a different Derox was spectated. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I still see the actual Derox in here, so we still got a 4v5. But yeah, I think everybody would expect this to go to the side of Illuminati with it being a 4v5, but we obviously know what kind of talent Anarchy bring to the table, especially in Search and Destroy, so there's always hope, right?
Well, guess what? Hope doesn't live in EU. Hope is only a thing that exists in, and is a figment of your imagination. We'll see if imagination's going to run wild now as the 5v4 is ensuing. I know Day is trying to keep us, optimistic, but there's nothing optimistic about this. It's a 4v5. You don't have your 5th player in. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a good day for Anarchy. But guess what? They've got a playoff spot. The berth is 100% real. No abortion needed here in this instant. They playing it out. The 4 players that are in the lobby, they're rocking and rolling. They're making things interesting. So, Boot up top. Jittercore right around the corner. Derox looking to make this rotation in. Can they see Gore? Yeah, Gore's seeing. He is taken down, but Boot, again, the player of, the hype man, you would say. He's the Flav Flav of this roster, the French M&M to be exact, but Onur, able to find 1, able to find 2. Can he find that 3rd? Bison, the late sub, playing time super well. Gonna make the rotation right over. Gonna catch him out in the open. That's gonna be 1. Bison picks up the last 2. A big round for him and a clutch for Illuminati EU. On the backs of Bison with the kilo. It's a lot of words to say.
Well, the 3-1 lead in favor of Illuminati right now, looking to close our final game out in a quick 2-0 fashion. If we peek at the scoreboard, you can definitely tell we have some players struggling on the side of Illuminati. Gracie at 1-4, Gore at 1-3, but, well, they pick up a free one on Derox there, who gets dropped on. It's going to be a 2nd kill for Gracie. It's now a 5 versus 3, and it looks like we're getting ready to be going into the second half with a 4-1 advantage. Nev, surely Mojito sees you. Oh my god, that's a... If there was ever an instance of this player dies if we were playing on console, not mobile, Nev is the walking, talking example of that right now.
Oh, if we were on console or if we were on PC. Oh, wait, that's right, that's right. Vanguard does have an FOV slider for console players.
Well, I mean, just in general, like the angle that Mojito walked in, that's like right where your shoot and aim would be on the right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah.
I think he didn't see Nev's legs sticking out, but either way, it doesn't matter. Onur, there's not enough time, even if he were to be on the bomb trying a ninja to try to close it out, so that's going to be the 4-1 lead as we get ready to switch sides.
Yep, 4-1 lead. Now, the bad thing is for Illuminati EU, even though they have a 5-4 man advantage, they're going to be all the way on the bottom side of the map. Now, this map is highly favorable to the team who is in the attacking slot because we have the top side of the hill. Will that be enough for the side of Anarchy to buy us a Game 3, though? I don't know. They didn't look very solid on the defense. But a solid start to begin things with. Now, Mojito actually able to take out Onur. He was probably the top fragger in the lobby for this team. 5 kills on board, certainly going to be the top fragger. Now it's all on the remaining 3, Nev, Rondo, and Darox. Bomb is down, though, and it's literally in the middle of the street. This is going to be a super duper hectic transition for Rondo or Darox, and they're going to play for a few picks before they make that transition. Rondo finds one. Mojito right behind him. Mojito, are you there, homie? Yep, he is. Gets that kill. And certainly looking at a match point now, unless Darox just absolutely goes bonkers. First shot missed. Whiff. General Gore makes him pay. We're on match point.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
Yep, definitely gonna be ending here. There's honestly at this point in time no hope for a Game 3. You know, sometimes we say if you've got a strong sniper lineup, maybe you get an early pick each round for search and destroy, and that can even the footing. And while I do think we have a strong sniper lineup in Darox for the side of Anarchy, it just hasn't been coming through strong enough, hasn't been consistent enough for them to win against an Illuminati team that, again, has just been absolutely mad cracked and improves week to week. They do find another round here. We have obviously mentioned before that the offense tends to be a bit stronger on the side, or on this map specifically, but man, just how much hope can we have to not drop a single round in a 4v5?
Well, based off that round, I want to say it may exist in the sense that they can gather up a little bit of momentum, but literally all it takes is one grenade halfway across the map, or maybe a cross-map shot from Gore. He takes out Onur, and this is a 5v3 off the rip. Bomb is still in the hands of Nev, which is a good thing, and it's safely made its way over to the carpet building, but
targets in sight.
Bus station looks like it might be compromised. Mojito there to take down Darox certainly is. And now the 2 players that are left alive for Anarchy looking to make that transition back to the home base. And this might be a murder she wrote situation. Bison going to be able to hit the shots. Rondo in a 1v5 of a lifetime. He's got a CBR, the P90. He might get boxed out here by Gracie. Sure enough does.
Lost that round, but it's not
And this
over
game,
yet.
just like Fight Night, is over. 6-2 win fashion for the side of Illuminati EU. And if you were thinking we were going to see a Game 3, first of all, I need to know what you're smoking, because I desperately need some after watching that. And Game 3 is, just like I said earlier, it doesn't exist, just like the hope for this 4v5. So, very solid performance. They came through and executed on all ends. That's Illuminati EU. They take the dub. Spoiler alert. If you are spoiled by the endeavors of Yaya earlier, sure enough, that sticks. So, all right, that's it. That's it for EU. We're going to make this short. We're going to run through the standings right quick. We're not even going to run through the stats. It wasn't even worth talking about. Standings looking solid. 170 lead. They are going to be uncontested at the top of the board. That's going to be Nova Esports. They took the dub 2-0 fashion over Animus. Good night. What a solid team that is. Sure enough, going to be getting that bye for the first day of the playoffs, as well as Animus, who, again, lost 2-0, but they'll be able to get their revenge if they can make it out of the playoffs. They got a bye as well. 117 not found, and FN420 sitting solid at 125. 117 not found. It does not have the upper hand. FN420 does on the backs of the head-to-head. So they are technically in third. 117 are technically in fourth. Illuminati EU sitting right there with 100 points. They're going to be a 5th seed. Anarchy could have been able to be in a 5th seed, but it doesn't matter what seeding you're in, right? Unless you're taking a look at the bracket, which I need to make sure the bracket is ready to rock and roll. It is set in stone, guys. What we have for next week, 100% on board, ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get it put up just a second. Need to make sure this source is good to go too. There we go. Bracket looking solid as hell. FN420 versus Anarchy. Wow. This is a solid looking bracket day. FN420, Anarchy. They're going to be fighting it out to fight against Nova Esports in the semifinals. On the flip side of things, we got quarterfinal matchups for 117 Not Found and Illuminati EU. That is going to be the interesting one. Now, if Anarchy would have found themselves down in the quarterfinals with 117 Not Found and somehow managed to win, we would have had a rematch of a lifetime, but that's not the case. That is it. Day, any last words?
No, I think we're pretty much good to go. Obviously, make sure you guys tune in for Mobile Mayhem NA tonight on my channel. I'm going to be casting with Hey It's Cyber, and then we'll be back again next week for Europe on Verdict's channel. Tuesday NA will be on Bobby's channel. Thursday might be on mine. Bobby usually makes it for the grand finals, so we might be back to back on Bobby's channel next week. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we've got a lot of really exciting content coming up tonight. I know tonight's matchups for NA, there's a lot on the line for a couple teams, so I've got high hopes for NA to be pretty good tonight. Yep. I don't think we'll probably have any forfeits tonight either.
That's an Omega lol. Thank you for rubbing it in, Day.
Sorry.
You know what? You know, that's all. That's it. We're going to get ready for a raid, guys. We'll see you back next Tuesday. Should be an exciting playoff bound. Hopefully, we won't see any 4v5s. Hopefully, we won't see any forfeits, but it's EU. You never know what's going to happen. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get geared up for a raid, and my wife's calling. So